Good morning, guys. This is Lepay Rabbitry, and now we are gonna palpate our breeders. Palpating is the technique used by rabbit breeders to know if their rabbits got pregnant from breeding them 10 days to 14 days after they were bred. This is in order to maximize production and also to ensure that your your doe rabbits or your breeder doe rabbits won't get too fat and too much rest, and they might even have a risk that they are going to become sterile or not not as productive or not producing at all any kits. Palpating is a skill which isn't easy. You have to learn through experience. So the longer you do it, the better you're gonna be at it. So for all those new rabbit breeders out there, to give you an idea about palpating, if you palpate on the 14th day after you bred the rabbit, and I cannot emphasize more importance in recording so that you know that it's 14 days after you have bred the rabbit. So you touch the belly of the rabbit, but using these techniques. One hand, one hand is on the head of the rabbit. If possible, you're supposed to cover their eyes and hold their ears and shoulder at the same time. So when the rabbit is um, parallel to you or facing, the head is facing you, so you slowly put your hand under in the middle part of the rabbit's body, slowly sliding your hand under, and then going until kuan, the the end near its butt, and then you start feeling slowly. At 14 days, you're supposed to feel similar to a grape size na circle. So, the aim of palpating is to know if your rabbit is pregnant. So, when you palpate, you might palpate one, two, or three kabuok lingin. So, or you might not feel anything at all. So, if you don't feel anything, I strongly suggest you rebreed the dough right away, like what we are doing now. This is rebreeding. That is our imported buck, and that's the female that the other one is the female that I didn't feel anything inside her tummy. The longer you palpate, the better you're gonna become at it. I am no means an expert. I'm just sharing what I have learned through the years by practicing palpating. And you can see that these rabbits are a bit frisky. So it's been a while since I have palpated these rabbits or even touched them because that I was really busy in the store. And we did not also have enough manpower to para makapa-palpate sa kuan. So, these guys are a little frisky. It's better if you always touch the head of your rabbit so that they'll become more tame. And the longer you palpate, you can even palpate at 10 days. But it's not gonna be a grape size one. So right here you saw my hand. That's how I do it if the rabbit is horizontal to me. So I come from the back and my hand will be shaped like an L. And then I scoop it in. Then position my hand to start palpating near its butt or near the anus hole. And you feel for the kuan. You feel for the embryos, which is grape size because it's 14 days old na. You try to feel, oh, success. How many? Okay, so there's three embryos. So that means it's pregnant. So when you do that technique, you try to feel the koan. See, and then recording. So I put on that paper the number of the dough and how many embryos I palpated at that time. So now this is a different dough. I say again, it is very important to keep recording of your rabbits. That's why here at Lepay Rabbitry, oh here, this is another technique. This is the parallel version. So see, in the middle, and then you scoop in. So basically, your hand is more or less situated the same way as the other koan. This one, the horizontal one. And then you start ragyapon sa bat sa rabbit. See, with that, it's a scooping motion. And then you feel for the embryo. there was a time when I was really confident at my palpating that I could palpate 10 days. But since it's been a long time since my last palpate, that's why I palpated at 14 days. Because that is the easiest. Because they're already grape size and you can feel them right away. Oh, that was a good kick. Good kick, mommy dough. I got quite a few battle scars this this palpating session. So when you squeeze for the embryo, you just squeeze gently. You don't want to squish the embryo, but it's you won't be able to squish it, but your aim isn't to squish it. It's to identify that it's round and it's a grape size round koan. Okay, that's good. It's a pregnant though. Yeah, and palpated too. So when you palpate, if you palpate three, does that mean that you're gonna have three kids when the rabbit kindles or when the rabbit gets gives birth? That would be a strong no. It's not an assurance that you're gonna have three babies, but for sure you're gonna have more than three babies. So actually, when you palpate, you get the minimum. And the most important part about palpating is that knowing your doe is pregnant. Because sometimes it's difficult to feel if the embryo. So if you feel only one embryo, that's good. That means your doe is pregnant. So you treat it likewise as a pregnant doe. So you give it two times more pellets than normal. Here at Lepay Rabbitry, we give our rabbits 50%, now 50%, 50 grams of pellets a day only. But when a rabbit is pregnant, we give them 100 grams of pellets daily. That's so the 100 grams is for the 50 grams is for the mother and 50 grams is for their embryo. And we still give them forage. Here at Lipay Rabbitry, we are 80% organic and 20% pellets. But they're fed ad libitum with forage. Thank you guys, and we're gonna end it here. And thank you for visiting Lipay Rabbitry. And remember, recording is the most important part.